There is much happening on Earth at this time. Frames of reference are useful to give you ground and foundation to work from. Many of you already know that the light workers, as you would call them, have been moving toward this moment in time for eons, building the energetic frequencies of renewal and rebirth. This can appear to you as light frequencies and ley lines around the planet herself, who is a living conscious being. When these light grids were designed to embody into the physical density of the earth, they were designed to magnify the frequency of love and harmonization for the planet Earth, which then brings harmonization to all sentient beings, all living beings, all embodied beings on this planet. What is taking place at this time is the embodiment of that light grid around the planet coming into third dimensional reality to reorganize and shift the frequencies and vibration of the Earth herself into the fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh dimensions sequentially. So for those of you who have been adept at going out and channeling and bringing in higher states of consciousness, you are familiar with the sensation of going up and out. Here's the catch. It's no longer time to go up and out. You have done that, and you have done that successfully. Thus, here you are at the rebirth of the planet and humanity. This is a time for coming down and in. And so for all those who are used to flying out of the body and touching the higher realms, your job is to come in and bring it down and house it through your form and create a channel as a conduit from the crown down to the earth. Thus, you are continued to be invited to connect your heart to the heart of Mother Earth and recognize her as a living being and receive her and her love for you as a living being. Establish relationship. The same is true with your higher self. The knowledge, the substance, the light, the frequencies, the information in your higher self actually has all of the encoding that goes with the light grid that is just embodied through the earth. That is what's happening for you. Your higher self is coming in to embody through the density of your form, through your neurology, through your nervous system, through your organs. This is happening on a global scale. The earth is doing this, humanity is doing this. Those who have pets, you might notice, especially with cats, they're a little bit weirded out right now. And that's because they're very attuned to energy frequencies. So notice what's going on in your environment. Notice not only what's happening in your own body and nervous system, notice what's happening in the collective. Because indeed, you are a part of the collective. You are doing the work with everybody. You are not singled out. Your trauma is not just yours. Your hopes and wishes are not just yours. It is the whole entire planet of living beings that are moving through this morph and this transformation into a higher frequency state of being. Does that mean you're going to sprout wings in a light body and ascend? No. No, not at all. It means this is embodied ascension. Embodiment ascension. You are bringing your higher self down through your nervous system, through your spinal cord, through your cells and DNA as an embodied state of awareness through your form. Your personality will become more familiar to you as clothing that you put on. If you choose to wake up and meditate in the morning, your first contact is with the frequency of your higher self, who literally does know all and can tell all to you for you. It's possible that your higher self might have insight for someone you love, Right now, the job on planet Earth is for every single individual being to open their relationship to their own higher self in their own way. What's being offered here are simply tools for practice. So when the personality can recognize that your attention is on your higher self more and less on the whims of the personality, sometimes because the personality structure is a developed ego, which has kept you alive and kept you going all these years, sometimes there's a feeling of resistance, like, well, I don't want to tune into my higher self. I've got this, you know. Especially those of us who have high intellectual capacity. There's a familiarity with analyzing and thinking our way through everything. Oh, no, I'll just think about it. I'll figure it out. I've got this. And that is literally part of the old world vibration that is going to hold you back. It will hold us all back. Anyone who's practicing giving all their attention to their thinking all the time. That is not the frequency of aliveness that is going to be sustainable, because the thought field, as the collective cleanses and purges more and more, and as systems start to crumble more, which will happen, the thought field is going to get congested. And if you don't have the discernment to find your way through, you will find yourself flipping moods very quickly. Very, very quickly you can become destabilized because you get dysregulated because you're running the circuitry of the collective. If that is your choice, that is your choice, and that will be your experience. Understand that you've positioned yourself to be involved that way, and understand that you are doing that consciously, and that's a free will choice. Understand what you are doing in those mechanics. For those who are choosing to roll with the higher self and allow it to come in, there'll be some confrontation with the ego, because the ego likes to think it's in control. I've got this. I don't need any guidance. I don't need to get quiet. I don't need to listen. That's fine. Most of us will have that experience of some ego snit going on. It's not bad or wrong. It's simply, it's been familiar. Our ego is what has kept our humanness going and healthy. And we've gotten as far as we've gotten because of the beauty of our intelligence and our attachments and our hopes and dreams. We are not throwing the personality to the wayside by any means. Unless you're in a nudist colony, you do put clothing on when you go outside, or when we used to go outside, you would put clothing on. The personality will feel more like that. Ah, there's the Danae. I'm wearing the Danae now. Yep, having fun with the Danae. And yet the guidance system to move through this COVID-19 time, to move into the new world, is going to come through the higher self. So digesting and integrating the higher self is your power tool. It's where your magic is. It's the insight that you're needing to guide you at the times when you are triggered, upset, scared, don't know how to make a decision about something, when you're not sure how to move. Because everything that you have known, everything that your life stood for, has been put on hold. For some, it has been wiped out. For some, it is the dramatic effect of losing a loved one to the virus. So there's a lot happening that the personality has to handle. And the higher self is designed already to handle everything that's happening. So the value of practicing connection with your higher self is quite high if that's something that resonates for you. Going quiet for a minute. There's a question about the forecast. So how is this all going to turn out? Are we going to be okay? Will planet Earth and humanity survive? That question is in the field of everyone, someone who's on this call. Yes, so wanting a forecast is fine, only there is none. It's impossible to give a forecast because there are so many living beings involved in this transformation and so much happening at a free will choice level that there's not a forecast of how things are going to go. Energetically, when you tune in to your higher self and you get directives that give you individually and personally a forecast. If you follow this course, this will be your result. That's what you trust. The forecast has to come from within. For many, this is an opportunity to finally take up projects and take on dreams that have been shoved to the wayside, because the momentum of the magic and the intuition, the heightened intuition, the love, the frequency, the field of light, the transformation of the collective, it's high time. It's like getting on a surfboard and riding the greatest wave ever right into the life that you want. That's a possibility. And how to get there is best navigated by following your internal guidance. Because all the personality knows is what it has seen. The personality knows history. The history for humanity has been erased, wiped out, gone. We can't place where we're heading in the future based on where we've been in the past. We can place our faith in the higher self directive, because it is designed to deliver us, each and every one, through this rebirth of humanity. You can trust your higher self, and you can trust that your personality is not going to go away, that it's plenty there to be able to put on and navigate around with. The COVID virus itself is simply a tool for helping with this transformation. It is a mighty tool. The cry of humanity to stop the madness, to stop the speedy robot-like living has been heard. The wish to live normally, to have balance, to have time for family and friends and feeling your life, to feel love in your life for yourself, to feel your life. This call has been heard. So everything has stopped. You may notice you've been given time to slow way down, to feel your heart, to pay attention to the love in your life and the relationships that you have, to consider who you really are and what's really important to you. If this were the way it was going to go for the rest of your life, who would you choose to be? If this turning inward and this cessation of everything that's stimulating and high speed and super out there were to never return, who would you choose to be? What would you follow? How would you live? These are important questions for your consideration now, because there are many who are just waiting for things to return to normal, just waiting until we could get on with it again, till the movie theaters open and the restaurants open and we can have parties and get together and dance again. That expectation takes you out of the aliveness of what's rich and ripe and real right now. What's being experienced right now is the only truth. The rest of it is projection into a future that isn't here. Yet, we hope that you can trust that as you follow your higher self and you follow your gut feelings and your promptings from the love that you are, that by doing so, by living from there, you will see a heaven on earth that you have longed for. It must be born through you, each and every single individual. Nobody else can do your work for you. Nobody else can bring your higher self wisdom to you. You are the only one. So this tool of connecting, as you did in the exercises provided today, is a useful tool to begin with. Practice with this. Practice the same time every day. Have a pen and pad nearby. When you pose your question, be ready to write whatever comes or draw whatever images come. Be open and receptive that your higher self literally is here for you right now. There's nothing to achieve. There's simply the willingness to set the personality to the side and listen for what wisdom is here to escort you through this time. The same is true related to the virus. You can, when you go out of your door to enter the world, wearing your mask and gloves, you can step out your door in fear, or you can step out your door with your guidance system active and awake, pointing you in the direction. Don't touch that particular item with your bare hands. This one, when you take this home from the store, set it outside, alcohol it down, clean it off before bringing it into your house. Practical things that your higher self will guide you through to support you to remain COVID safe. Even that, your higher self has the capacity to do. And so we're coming to the close of this transmission. Everyone, please place your attention back in your own heart. Feel your breathing. Find your heart. Feel your spinal column. Feel that connection to your higher self wisdom coming in at the crown down to your heart. Feel the connection of your love going down to the earth and the earth returning her love to you. We'll just sit for a minute, bringing all of the attention back inside individually.